Hello, this is I'd say this different tutorial really. We are looking at an introduction to HDRP. I'll admit to you now, I do not know much about it, but I want to know more. So I thought I'd do a video, and if I mess it up, I'll try and fix it. So if you mess it up, you'll know how to fix it too. So there we go, method to the madness with this video. I've downloaded this from the asset store for absolutely nothing. So yeah, go for it, give it a review, or whether I'm going to do that later on. If it works with HDRP. So as I said, I haven't done this at all before, so I'm going to see what happens. So what I'm going to do is click Window, and I haven't even downloaded the package yet. So if we click on Package Manager, have a look at this. Let's go to all packages. That is all packages apparently. Oh no, there we go. And we are looking for, there we go, high definition RP, so the high render pipeline. And what I'm going to do is click, this is, well, best thing you can do is, as you can see there, this is with anything that you download. There is kind of like an update, as you can see there, that's 7.2.1. As you can see, this is verified with 19.3. If I click on this version, tis not. So there could be bug issues and stuff like that. So what I'm going to do for now, click on this version and click install. Cool. And so we've got that, should be installed now. So if we have a look, where did it even go? Is it in packages? High division region pipeline. There it is. It's under packages. That's fine. That is awesome. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to go on our project tab, which is here. We're going to right click, go to create rendering, and then as you can see, high definition render pipeline asset. Are we then going to click on that, and it's going to want to call it something, and we're just going to call it HDRP. Really nice and simple. Okay, next we need to implement this project in. We need to tell our scene that all the materials are going to be ramped up to the eyeballs, and hopefully it's going to work splendidly. So let's go to edit, down to edit project settings, and then we are going to go to graphics, and can't even speak. Where it says scriptable render pipeline settings, we're going to choose our HDRP asset. It should be the only one there. There it is. Double click. Cool. So do not worry if your game does this. Pretty much none of the materials will work with high definition render pipeline, and this is the whole point of this video, to try and get this working and fixed, and then again to look at kind of pretty. So I might do this in parts, but we'll see where we go with it. So so everything's gone pink. Pretty much the default shader is not supported within our scene. It needs to be ramped up to HDRP. So if we go to Window, go to where is it? Can't see it. Oh yeah, it's right at the bottom. It's being really silly. So we go to Window, Render Pipeline, and then HD Render Pipeline Wizard. And as you can see, we get this pipeline, and essentially this is giving us all the issues that we have with our current within our scene. As you can see, it is a lot. So what we need to do is we need to click on Fix All. Once we click on that, it should go through everything and try and fix as many things, or even update the color space, like mapping, shader graphs, everything as much as possible within our scene. Amazing stuff. Cool. Then Unity will pop over and what was it saying? Create or load a HD default scene. We're going to create one. Create a default scene and automatically assign it. Cool. Lovely. Fantastic. Okay, we've still got pink materials. That's fine. We can fix that. So the materials are still pink in our scene because they've not been converted to HD materials yet. So we're not quite there yet, but we're nearly there. We're getting there, don't worry. So on the HD render pipeline wizard, we need to upgrade our project materials to our high definition materials. So there we go. So we're just going to upgrade a whole project. That's going to be the one. Upgrade project materials to high definition materials. So if we click that, click proceed, and then it might take 10,000 years again. Oh, there we go. Done. That shut me out. Cool. So if I'm just going to turn that on very quickly. This is looking better. This is looking a little bit more HDRP. Awesome. Okay, so what we're going to quickly do is if we select all of these materials again, this time let's have a look at the metallic property and see if that's I can't even see it. Normal map. Oh, there just isn't one. Cool. Alright then, let's just go with this. That was looking cool. What is metallic set to? If we set that to 1, what happens? Everything goes really dark. If we do 0.5, really dark. Let's see if there's... Okay, if it's 0, it looks quite nice. And then... Cool. Well, let's choose 0.5. I'm going to choose 0.5 for this kind of material. So we need to find our ground. Was that a material? Or what? What was happening there? Cool. This is looking better though, so I'm not too fussed about that. Where is that ground gone? Platform. Nope. Materials. Ground materials. Oh, that's not what it's proper material. How annoying. Cool. I'm not going to worry about that for now. Okay, cool. This is looking better though. This is looking a lot better. Okay, so let's have a look at adding a sky and volume. So if we go right click, I can't even see it rendering. Is it in rendering? Nope. Where is it? Volume and sky and fog volume. If we add that. Cool. So that's been implemented in. Let's look at our lighting. So on the lighting tab, we need to click on our lighting and do clear baked data. So we're going to do a new baked for this, if we click on that, that should sort some stuff out as well. If we do done clear baked data, cool. That's starting to work its magic. So why this may be so dark is because a lot of lights again aren't supported in HDRP, so we might have to sort those bits out. But this is kind of going the way I want it to. As you can see, the materials are looking a lot more realistic than they did from our original downloading of our asset. I think that's just popped off now. But yeah, from what it originally was looking, this looks a little bit more shiny, metallic-y, kind of realistic with the bump map in there as well. Okay, so let's have a look at this fog and volume. So I'm lighting at the moment. There we go. If we look at our physically based sky, and we can preview this and look at what we're doing here. Let's have a look. If you click ball, what happens? Cool. I say we click none, and then we can click what we want. We can add bits to this. So if we go on to the artistic overrides, let's turn on horizontal tint and zenith tint, and then can we change the colour? Oh, there, as you can see, it's kind of wanting to change colour, kind of not. Need to sort that flipping skybox out really, don't we? Because nothing's working with that skybox. Let's have a look at that skybox, shall we? So if we go, let's uncheck this and go to visual environment, change it from visually based sky to HDR sky. Let's create a HDR sky. So if we go to Chrome, we're going to go HDRI Haven. Let's choose a nice bright sky. HDRIs. Oh, this is looking good. Yeah, that could work, or that could work. This one. It's a brand new one. That's got some stone in it as well. Yeah, let's try this. Let's go for. I'm just going to do. Sorry, go for 4K. I'm doing 4K. Might as well max it out as much as we can. Cool. That should just go straight to my downloads. And let's go back onto Unity. And let's add. Downloads, where are you? There it is. Cool. I'm going to drag that in. Cool. So once we've got that in, let's edit this. So our texture map or texture shape at the moment is 2D. Let's change it to cube, and change it to cube. Max size is 4K. So yep. and we're going to click apply. Those changes. Lovely. We then can go back onto our sky and fog and volume. What do we need to do? Let's click on. Is it added a? Oh no, we need to add an override, don't we? I think. So let's add an override. Let's choose HDRI Sky. I'm going to click all, and then it's going to ask for my cube map, and if I click on that, I can choose this very map. And let's click off that, and we only can see a part of this as I think a fog is very much getting in the way. This may be the issue. If I turn fog off, come on. We can see a little bit more, but it's not. Maybe it was too flat. Maybe I've chosen a bit of a flat image. But the materials are definitely popping through a lot more and a lot better, which is good. We've got these lights as well that we can kind of play with. Some of these are moving, some of these are not moving. We can work those out later. Cool. This is starting to come around though with more, as you can see, the lighting and the textures are looking a lot better. So again, this is just a play around, an experiment. I'm not sort of taking it mega seriously. So as we, yeah, cool. So what did we just do? We did our HDR sky, didn't we? Oh yeah, that's also if we disable our directional light for now, we can have a play with some other bits as well. So I'm going to disable this and also disable this. And what we can do is in our project tab, which is here, let's look at our packages. We should find our HDRP default folder. If it's flying around, HDRP tests editor configurations, and let's type in up here HDRP. Oh, there we go, HDRP default folder. And then what we're going to do is we can drag, click and drag our default scene route into our hierarchy. Let's see what that does. There we go. And what this has essentially done is when this was created, when it asked us to create one earlier on in our scene. But this just gives us a nice preview of what our level can actually look like. And as we can see, it's actually pretty nice. So obviously we haven't got the ground sorted out, but the textures is looking quite marvellous. So let's try and achieve this with our own settings, because this is the kind of thing I'm wanting really. This is nice. So if we drop this down, we can see that we've got our fog volume, we've got our directional lights, and I think we can even with our main light. Let's see if we raise that fog and volume. Oh, it's up here. What we can do is, oh, there we go, slowly but surely, we can actually affect day and night with this particular setting. It should do it. Maybe this has been ultra slow. Cool. Thinking it's been ultra slow, which is very annoying. Anyway, as we can see, this kind of default is awesome. Don't use this default though. Don't follow this part simply because if we make changes, for example, if we went on to our directional light or not even our directional light, but our fog and volume, and changed exposure to, I say 20. Let's have a look at that. So that's mad. It's 12 or 13 or 14 or something like that. This won't save. These settings right here will not save, which is a pity, I know, but yeah, it won't save, unfortunately. So we need to create this for ourselves as the kind of effect that we're looking for in our scenes. It's been quite nice. And it's very nice actually. So we're going to see what we can do with this and try and get our effects looking like our scene route. So what I'm going to do is delete this. Don't worry, I've made a personal reference of what the settings are, so we can try and replicate this as much as possible. So let's get a reflection probe in here. So if we go right click in our hierarchy, and then we can go to light and reflection probe. Here we go, and I'm just going to make this the size of the scene. That would be the easiest thing to do. How's it not sizing up? What a day to be alive. Lovely. Thank you, reflection probe, for being there. Just stop this lighting because I think that's what's irritating the whole show at the moment. Okay, let's try move it up. There we go, move it up at least. Put that there and reflection probe. Inspector and scale. It doesn't even want to scale at all. Helpful. Okay, doesn't matter anyway. That will do. We just do reflection probes in this part. Let's try and move it into a more suitable place, into a more center. Yeah, that will do. Cool. So we've got a reflection probe in there. Then what we can do is in our lighting tab. Let's go and what have we got here? Look at the top. So it asks under our environment HDRP profile. Let's click and drag our volume. Let's turn this back on. And drag this into there. Oh no, it doesn't want to go in there. That's again mightily helpful. There you go. Oh, we've got 2 or 3. Let's just click that one or that one. That seems to be the right one. That's fine. Cool. So we find that and stick that into there. What can we do then? Let's have a look. And Then we put that into there, and static lighting, let's change HDR sky. Then under mixed lighting, we can have a look at lighting mode, and we should change that from baked indirect. I might turn this back on as well. It's going to cause World War III. Helpful. Oh, that can't be the right sky then, can it? Or it's just going to take forever. Cool, let's have a look. Cool, I think that's the one. We'll stick with that one, that looks better. Okay, so so if we indirect lighting, light map settings, we need to change our light map resolution to, let's try 10. It's having a small heart attack, that's fine. It's going to have its heart attack. Light map mapper. I'm going to change this to progressive GPU preview. Then, can they be alright? Can I leave those alone? Let's have a think. Yeah, I'm just going to leave those alone. That might be fine. Let's have a look. I've got that. Cool. Lovely, fantastic. I can't say anything for light map. I don't want it to compress our light map. Where is padding, resolution 10 per pixels. What's that like? It's not too bad, is it? That's fine. Cool. Yep, let's click generate lighting. Cool, we can fix bits in here, that's fine, don't worry about that. Okay. And if we under our scene tab, we should be able to go to light map. Click on light map indices. Base light map. Okay, and then we can. That's interesting. That's totally taken my scene away. Maybe I need my game scene up. Let's go quite high and click generate lighting. Cool. We'll see if that generates in a bit. Okay, so we go to edit. Come on. Project settings. Let's have a look at this. HDRP default settings. Volume components is down here. Oh yeah, there is. So We can change this if we want. We can take out that. We can take out that. We can take out that. Take out that. Cool. Let's add some things, shall we? Let's add an ambient occlusion. We can. Can we add a? We got tone mapping. We've got bloom. Let's add exposure. Cool. So what we can do, if we add everything we want, we can then turn it off here as like a default and set it into Unity, and then create our new default. Let's do midtones, midtone shadows and highlights. Cool. Lovely. Fantastic. So if we leave those there, let's add a global volume in our hierarchy. So if we right click, go to volume, and we can go to global volume. Then with our global volume, what we can do is lighting still. Rename this to post processing, and then we can add some more warmth to this scene, some more light to this scene. So if we go to this, we're just going to click new, and then let's add what we just did. So let's add a ambient occlusion. Helpful. Post processing. Let's just type ambient occlusion. So we're going to add an ambient occlusion. We can add a tone mapping. We can add a bloom. We can add a exposure, and then a shadows, highlights, midtones. Cool, and then we should be able to play with this. Let's see if we can do this. Where's start with automatic? Turn this on. Let's choose automatic, and actually, if we choose fixed, what happens if you do fixed? That's going to change that back to automatic. Not to worry. Looking nice. Let's go to tone mapping, change, click all, change this mode to aces. Then we need to go to shadows and highlights, click all, and then we should be able to have some colour within this scene. There we go. A bit too. That's quite a nice scene. Cool. And let's go. See if we can do anything with our camera. And anti-aliasing, where is that living these days? No anti-aliasing, let's take that to 10. Nice. So anti-aliasing is essentially, if we zoom into our scene, we should be able to not have any hard edges, and so it doesn't look like that at all. That's quite nice. Cool. Lovely. Not looking too bad. I really want to fix that flaw. That's one thing that is really annoying me, but it's not looking too bad. Where's my bloom at? Let's have a look at bloom. Check that's high. Exposure, let's change that to so we can try and create a little bit more exposure here. Should have chose a better sky, really. I've got to try and sort that floor out as well. That's really annoying me now. I didn't think it would. But there you go. Cool. This is all a lot better. If you had maybe it looks a little bit green with the kind of effects, but basics are there. That's cool. Let's have a look at this terrain. What's happening with this? I think this needs a whole new. Yeah, oh man, that's really annoying. Because it's just flat. Let's just get rid of this terrain. Oh, there we go. That looks a bit better. It's just floating. Oh, we've got some like volumetric light in there as well. That's quite nice. Cool. So let's quickly scan a flat cube. I just think that would be a bit better. Everything. And then I'm just going to expand this cube. So I don't want everything floating. Let's just quickly do that. And then if we go to here we go. Why did this not work earlier? Let's just add that to there. Change the tiling up. change the normal match like 4. Looking a lot better. Again, we're just having a play really with this. We're really to push on that ground. Push off it just a little bit. And let's change. So we're looking at that's quite nice. Cool, I might remove this reflection probe around. It doesn't let me scale it. Don't know what's going on there. Yeah, 8 is fine. Cool. Well, I think I'll probably leave that there. I'm quite happy with the materials. As I said, this is my first time I've ever used HDRP. I'll probably change the sky map. I'm not really the HDRP sky. Yeah, it's just one or none, really. It's if it's a little bit lighting like this. Cool, yeah, I think I'm going to leave that there. And see how that goes, really. Two. Again, yeah, follow along. I kind of could say I slipped up along the way, but you know, this is the whole part of the learning process. Cool. Well, I hope you liked the video and kind of understood what I was kind of doing in my bits and bobs and trying to explain myself through it. As I said, this is the first time I've ever used HDRP. Went in totally blind, but thought I'd record a video anyway to see what happened. And you know, it's not looking too bad, but you know, it's one of those things that you know things can always look better, but it's kind of along the right track kind of thing. So cool. Thank you.